Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has just released on the PS5, and it gives superhero fans another wild adventure through the digital New York City, double the size from the previous release. The game is stuffed to the brim with iconic Marvel heroes and villains, as well as plenty of deep-cut references to the Spider-Man comics. Some of these references even provide some clues about Insomniac's inevitable next Spider-Man game. So, hey guys, hope you're doing well. My name is Redrix, and we'll be talking everything we know about the next Insomniac Spider-Man game. Now, I just want to be aware this video is not really going to cover the other projects that Insomniac will be working on, such as the Wolverine and the Black Panther project. I do believe those will be coming out soon. I feel like Insomniac is going to put a lot of work into the Wolverine game and probably have, maybe, if I was going to speculate if everything is going to work out, maybe a 2024, 2025 release date. But again, that is just speculation. In this video, we're really going to heavily tie into Spider-Man 3 or another spin-off like we got with the Miles Morales game in 2020. Now, I just want to say hugely that there will be spoilers, obviously, for the story, so I recommend all of you go and play the story, go watch all the cutscenes if you don't have the game, go just enjoy the story for what it is before you hear any spoilers, because I gotta admit, guys, it's one of the best stories I've ever seen in gaming franchise ever. So hopefully this game can get Game of the Year, because I'm just so excited and about this game, seriously. So let's talk about the future, shall we? So there's a lot of, I would say, endings that technically have just shown us that Insomniac is going to heavily look at making a Spider-Man 3 game. I feel like with Spider-Man 2, with the success so far it's doing, with the reviews right now, Insomniac is going to inevitably make a Spider-Man 3. I think that's just common knowledge from mine, and that's just my opinion. If they don't, I would be hugely surprised, but already by the, audience reaction to this game, already with the reviews, it looks very likely that Insomniac is going to make more to this universe, and I cannot wait to see that. Now, looking at the ending, what are some things that we can expect in Spider-Man 3? Well, if you didn't know, the ending, as apparently, Harry Osborn is separated by the symbiote suit, and he's put in the state of, unsure if he's going to be alive or not due to his, I believe it's cancer or some sort of sickness that he has. I know Norman did say that he has sort of a cure, I believe, that will be different from the symbiote suit, because obviously the whole game was based around if he didn't have the symbiote suit, then he wouldn't be able to be, stay alive. So it looks like maybe Harry Osborn will be coming out alive in the next game, it looks like. Again, let me know your thoughts on that. I was really, on edge if he was going to come out alive in the game after they were kind of teasing it all throughout the ending that he would not be brought, he would have to die with the symbiote, but it looks like he might be coming out alive. Now, apparently, on the other side, Norman does not like the Spider-Man anymore, and this is a huge reference to Green Goblin finally going to enter the Insomniac universe and be one of the major villains. Because if you look at, the Sam Raimi trilogy, I kind of like this idea. We got, of course, Otto Octavius, one of the main villains in the first game, and we got Sandman, we got Kraven, and we got Venom, kind of referencing a little bit of Spider-Man 3, but we have yet to see the first major villain in the same Raimi trilogy, if you will, which would be Green Goblin. And this is a perfect introduction to, bring him into this universe, with Norman feeling like the Spider-Mans were the ones that really took away his son in a way and didn't really save him. Then he's going to get hatred towards this. In the ending, we did see Norman go to Otto and be like, yo, what are the Spider-Man's real identity? I don't like the Spider-Man. I want them. So basically, I don't know if they would team up, but Otto looks like to be returning into the next game as Otto Octavius, which would be really cool. However, I'm unsure really on what the relationship would be with Norman, because basically they don't really like each other at all. I could see them maybe being separate villains, maybe how sort of Venom and Kraven were introduced, sort of not really teaming up in a way, obviously, but more being, separate characters, but sort of having the line goal, because I think Otto does not really like Spider-Man, but remember, he does know that Peter is Spider-Man. That's what he revealed to us in the ending of the first game. And with Norman, having this sense of being sort of, hatred towards Spider-Man, I can only inevitably see him becoming the Green Goblin, one of the biggest villains, I think, for Peter Parker to face. And this does bring up into a little bit more speculation, theory time, if you will, but I would definitely see, maybe Green Goblin actually killing MJ, or one of the closest relatives to Peter Parker, in sort of a way to get revenge on Harry, even though Harry's technically not dead yet. But I feel if Harry is going to die in the third game, it would just bring Norman to this level of, oh my god, okay, now I want revenge, I want vengeance, and I want to go and kill the Spider-Man. So I could definitely see the entire story, going into a direction where Otto and Harry, or Otto and Norman, will be put into the next game as one of the main factors, which I would find really cool. Now, something to also talk about real quick is that the directors have leaned to actually making, a quote-unquote Venom game spin-off. They have said from the directors of the game that they want to see how the audience feels on Spider-Man 2 before they make a decision on doing a Venom spin-off game. But the way they handled Venom in this universe was just amazing, just the way, the style, and everything with the story. So it would be really cool if we do get a small Venom spin-off game. Remember, we did get Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, of course, introducing Peter Parker in 2018, and then it wasn't until 2020 where we got a spin-off with Miles Morales, which was, I believe, a smaller game, in my opinion. So could we see another, spin-off game, and maybe of course, the Venom being characterized maybe a different character, or just something a little bit different from the Venom we saw in this universe? Because it is interesting to know that Venom is technically sort of not, in a way, dead, because, funny fact, if you play some of the other parts of the story, you will know that Carnage will be playing a heavy factor in, looks like, the next game, because apparently on one of the missions you do find out that one of the Venom suits the Venom symbiotes do turn red, and of course he is quote unquote referenced as the Flame. So it looks like if Venom was in this game, it looks like Kraven is likely going to be in the sequel. So already looking at that, and we're not even finished yet, we have, of course, the Green Goblin, we have Otto coming back, and we have Carnage. Those are already three major plot lines that will be into the third game, already making it probably even really interesting to maybe end off the trilogy, or even envelop even more other characters into this universe. So looking at that from a broader picture, I am so excited to see what Insomniac has coming up. Now, there's also been a hint that with Peter Parker at the very end wanting to be, Spider-Man wanting to live more of the Peter Parker life and letting Miles take control of sort of the city in a way, maybe people have been speculating that it's going to be more of a Miles game again, and that Miles will be the main character. Now, I'm not really unsure on this, because I feel like Miles is such a really good character, but I did love the duo that they had in this game, and I really couldn't see a Spider-Man 3 without Peter Parker as being a selected choice. With the whole entire focus on this game being able to switch between Peter and Miles, why would they get rid of that in the third game? It makes no sense. I think the reception between changing to two different Spider-Mans is so cool, and I don't think the audience would like if it was only separate anymore in other games, unless it was a small spin-off. So looking at that, I feel like that was just a little reference to maybe another spin-off, or just something to just keep the plot from, not making it feel like, okay, it's always going to be Peter Parker, Miles is still in the story. And I feel like Miles was a lot in Spider-Man 2. He had the entire arc with the Mr. Negative, coming back to his life, actually sort of that redemption arc that he was actually the finish. And I feel like Miles is still very critical to the storyline in Spider-Man, but I don't think it would be, good to, of course, make him the main character of the game if it was going to be Spider-Man 3. I feel like Peter has to be in Spider-Man 3. I don't know if that's me. Let me know your thoughts on it, but I feel like it's something that just has to happen. We start with Peter, we got to at least end with Peter, So looking at that, Green Goblin, Dr. Octavius, Carnage, everything that we've seen is really drilling up into the big next story of Spider-Man 3. We also have a lot of things also to cover. We do have the Black Cat storyline that kind of ended on a short notice. We have, of course, Doctor Strange and Wong in this universe. It looks like other superheroes will, again, be in this universe as well. So other superhero cameos would likely appear in the next game. Again, it's too early to tell with another game, because obviously we got to see how the reception is. But looking at it from a broader picture, Marvel Spider-Man 2 has been one of the probably biggest successes so far on a day one launch in terms of the story from my, output, and I think another game's going to happen. But again, what would you guys rather see? Another Spider-Man 3 game with even more characters and such, Or would you rather just see smaller games like a Venom spin-off while they are working on maybe the Wolverine and Black Panther game? Because remember, we do have a Black Panther game, we do have a Wolverine game coming out. We don't know the release dates on it, but it looks like after Spider-Man 2's success, maybe that's where they're going to lead, and then they're going to make other smaller games to this universe in the meantime. But I think a sequel is inevitable. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. This is going to be sort of like one of those first videos where I do it on a different game than my original game that I usually do, which would be Destiny. So let me know your thoughts on what you guys thought of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, then please be sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Now, other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.